critiquing myself in the mirror, and more on how far I've come this past year. It always seemed I knew I'd get here. Just wish that I was here when I needed me. Once upon a time, I wasted all of mine, letting people build me when I could have built myself. And once or twice a week, I still can hardly breathe, 'cause I might lose this feeling, the best I've ever felt. And though I can't undo the things I've done, I'm sure my best is yet to come. I'll use that fuel to keep me moving. And though I can't undo the things I've done, I'm sure my best is yet to come. I'll use that fuel to keep me moving. Once upon a time, I wasted all of mine, letting people build me when I could have built myself. And once or twice a week, I still can hardly breathe, 'cause I can't lose this feeling, the best I've ever felt. Blind my sides, let me run. Blind my sides, let me run. That's why we practiced before.
Wow, guys, that was amazing. I actually did not expect those harmonies from John and Nick. That's crazy.
I didn't expect
We didn't
it.
either. We didn't either.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just met today. We've never played together.
We never that song we haven't run acoustically in a while, so we
No, I
usually
was.
play it.
Let's go around the room and introduce yourself.
Go ahead if you want to start, John. We usually bands start with
All right.
the bassist, so
I am John. I play bass.
I'm Nick. I kind of play guitar sometimes.
Hey, I'm Charlie. I play the guitar.
and I'm Aiden, and I also play the guitar, and I also sing, and I am in the band.
Well, I was just gonna ask, what was that song that you guys just sang about?
Right, so that was Tunnel Vision. So, first EP, Changing
Yeah.
Weather, is kind of a bummer, you know? Kind of me reflecting on a lot of things, a lot to do, honestly, with after graduating Fredonia, and just kind of dealing with a lot of personal things and what I was going through.
Right.
And now this new EP is kind of just like where I am now and like how, and you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I hear you, man.
That song is like the intro to the record, and it's all about, you know, like self-love and like just like, you know, focusing on yourself and not letting negative influences, you know, take control of who you are.
Motion to name the EP Changing Aiden
No.
instead of
Changing Weather.
Second.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
I think that's it right there.
Nope. Changing Weather was the first one. Tunnel Vision was the second one, and it's going to be out probably like
I didn't
next
agree to
summer.
any of this.
Okay.
So does the name Tunnel Vision actually have to do with like the changes that
Well,
you
yeah.
have
I
to?
mean, it's kind of just like the whole idea of tunnel vision is, I mean, I say in the song, there's a part that repeats, this is blind my sides and let me run. Kind of, you know,
Like
related-
a horse.
like horse blinders, you know what
Gotcha.
I mean? So it's like
Gotcha.
kind of just like
Straight forward
focusing
in
on
front
your
of you.
path,
Betting
focusing
on
on what
Aiden.
you need to do.
Wow.
Yeah, and just like blocking everything else out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You should do the genius lyrics on the internet.
If we ever get big enough to do that, we'll do
Yeah.
that.
We'll see what happens. What happen.
How excited are you guys to play at BJ's tonight in Fredonia?
Super stoked.
8 out of 10,
Yeah.
probably.
As any band would be
Yeah.
to play to a bunch of people that actually want to see them, which is cool.
Of course.
It doesn't
like-
happen very often.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
it's also
BJ's is
been
a
a
very
long time since
rare.
we've been back.
Yeah. Well, this is what, the second time you guys have played BJ's, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and last time was over a year ago.
Correct.
It was one of our first shows.
Yeah.
So
It was right after we finished tracking our first EP.
yep.
It was like the week we finished tracking. So it was like the first time we actually ever played our songs that were like done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after we finished them.
Yeah, I guess.
You know how you finish songs before you play them.
Right.
That's
Before
what we
my
did.
time.
That was before.
It was
Nick
the pre-Nick era, yes.
The pre-Nick.
Ah. Well, how has Post Prom matured since the first BJ show to now playing tonight?
Nick.
Nick is the
We had it
cornerstone.
next to the-
Here's what happened. We
A lot of things happened.
well, yeah, we're not good. So we figured
Charlie, we're good.
we're working. We
You,
figured
you just have the best answers for this interview.
if we brought in
is why I
another
do the
guitar player.
We'd be better.
No.
All right, that's kind of fair. Here's what happened. We added Nick into the band. We moved out of my parents' basement and into a practice space in downtown Buffalo. And when that happened, things started to get a lot better for us. We kind of developed into our own sound, where the first EP was kind of just us. Charlie and I had a bunch of like songs that we had started to write, and we just
Right.
finished those. And now it's like being in this new practice space, adding Nick to the band, having all of us together, like we actually
Morphing all your ideas together.
right and
Yeah.
writing songs as a band rather
Gotcha.
than just like individuals. So we're finally starting to have like the an actual post prom sound. You know what I mean? And we're super excited about it.
It's the yellow walls in that space that make us write songs.
Oh,
The
is that
practice
what-
space has yellow walls. It's very, very small.
Is it like an ugly yellow?
Very ugly.
No, it's
really
a
bad.
sound
Yeah, it's
yellow.
kind of upsetting.
Really?
Yeah.
Those songs are a lot angrier,
That's true, yeah.
That is true.
Nice. Well,
but also more positive.
why don't you tell me the history of Post Prom? What was the main?
Actually, okay. Charlie, go
So
ahead.
I think Nick
I
should say it.
did not. I'm the only one in this room right now that actually never went to Fredonia.
That's true.
They wouldn't let me go to college because I can't read. So
Charlie, get on with the story.
I came to I played BJ's Fest with the traditional a few years in a row actually, and the one year I decided to stick around for the second day of BJ's Fest, and Aiden actually was the reason that I stuck around. He texted me the morning of, and he's like, "Hey man, I broke a string on my guitar and I don't have any more. Can I use yours tonight?" And I was like in my car about to go home, and then I just was like, "All right, I'll stay." And then I stuck around and I had the best time ever. And then I ended up staying for like a week. I just kind of was in Fredonia for a week.
Yeah.
And
Stayed at my apartment.
so Aiden and I became really good friends that week. And,
It's seriously like when me and Charlie became friends.
Jeez.
Like we knew each other and everything, but like that weekend he just decided to stay in Fredonia, and like I was around, so I hung out with him, took him around Fredonia, and then that's literally when we became friends.
yeah,
Nice.
we played a Goo Goo Dolls song together in a backyard.
Yeah, we played Broadway, yeah.
I remember
Dark
that.
Tonight.
Yeah.
I was there.
Is John the only one there?
No, it was Fred Fest. There was a ton of people there. It was awesome.
Oh, wonderful.
There was people
or
there.
first weekend of Mayfest.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
The weekend
Fred
formerly
Fest
known
isn't a
as
thing.
Fred
That's
Fest.
not
Yeah.
a thing.
Gotcha.
Right. First weekend of Mayfest.
I don't know.
Mayfest.
I just work here.
Yeah.
So then I went. Aiden invited me over to his house, and we got to talking later that night. We were listening to some like demos that I had done and had recorded for other bands around Buffalo, and
I remember. Just wanted to make sure that this part gets told. That I remember saying we were listening to old Pedimento demos, and I said, "This is exactly the type of music that I want to make."
right. And then I was just like, I have like so many guitar parts that like I've written and will never get used because I can't read or write vocals or anything like that. And Aiden was like, "That's funny because I have all these like lyrics and like that's what I like to do." And then like we didn't see each other for another 2 months, and then
That's not true. We hung out the next day.
we hung out the next day and we wrote a
cyclical.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. Well, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you
It's
say?
all true.
I believe it. I don't know how I feel about the not being able to read and write part, but I believe
No,
it.
you can.
That's true.
It's true.
All right. Well, what would you say your biggest band influence is? Because you said I heard you say Pedimento, and they're a pretty big band in Buffalo right now. Have been
we
for
have
a couple
tons,
years.
Man. We have
It changes
tons.
every single
I mean,
day.
we loved like the local like emo punk scene in Buffalo in like 2011. That was like Pedimento, the traditional. I Can See Mountains, All Blondes Go to Heaven. Like those bands were amazing. I mean, and Nick also. I know Nick loves those bands too. Me and Nick both have Pedimento tattoos. And I mean, but like, there's everything. Like Chuck and I also love the Jim Blossoms and Goo Goo Dolls and Matchbox 20 and Jimmy Eat World and the Menzingers. Like, so it's kind of all over the place, and that's what I love is that, and we can kind of create our own sound from different influences of like the local sound, but also mixed with like what we grew up with. You know?
Buffalo is like nothing to mess around with music. We have the best bands in the entire world, and nothing will ever change my mind. Maybe like late '90s Long Island was all right too.
Yeah.
But other than that.
Well, I was going to say, it's actually really cool that you mentioned all those Buffalo bands and all the local scene. I think that's really awesome that you guys recycle the scene a little bit, take the influences from those Buffalo bands and put it into your own Buffalo band. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's something that I've never heard a band do before.
I've always
all these
been,
bands
like,
are inspiring you.
Obsessed with the idea of cities that have their own sounds. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it's true. It's there.
Right. So
The Long Island sound.
It's
that's the thing.
it's a real thing. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
man.
tell bands from
from-
California, like
Yep.
you know, if they sound like the story so far, they're from
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the California sound. You know, what I mean?
100%.
I don't know. I just like I grew up in a really small town, and Nick and I actually we grew up in Springville, and there was not a whole lot to do there. And there's actually like I don't know. I didn't know that like punk music really existed until 2011. I started playing in a band with Devin, our drummer, who's not here tonight.
he will be.
Well,
like,
He'll be at the show.
He's gonna
He'll be
play
at the show.
Yeah,
We
got a
just
drummer.
not
He'll
in
play
the-
drums
in the
probably
studio right now.
eventually. But we and he like made me listen to Pentamento's Wrecked EP. It had just came out a million times in the car. We carpooled to work at Holiday Valley, and I hated it. And then all of a sudden, like one day, he like turned one part up. It was you know a cool part in a verse, and I was like.
You
All
sat
right.
back and closed your
I
eyes.
was like, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. And then he made me keep listening to it. And then we went to a show. It was the first show I ever went to. It was Light Years Pentimento at Mohawk Place. And it just changed everything. It was just like, this is cool, man. Like, the only thing I listened to before that was Led Zeppelin. That's true.
I believe that.
I'd never heard of Blink-182 until like last year.
That's not true.
Okay.
Everything else he said.
We're
was
having
true.
fun. We're having fun.
Nah, good.
We are.
Good.
I have to be Charlie's like
Dad.
Fact
You guys
checker.
have to hold
fact.
hands
Yeah,
everywhere you go.
yeah, exactly. He's like my like.
Aiden won't
idiot
let me
kid,
hold
and
his
I'm
hand.
Like, Charlie.
Well, that's the thing. Charlie will just stare at you with a gaze that's so convincing and true.
Yeah.
So when he speaks to you, don't,
And he'll tell you
Like
90%
a borderline
truth.
borderline
And then at the very end,
sociopathic.
he'll just throw in
Kinda.
something just to be the wild card. You know what I mean?
No
wonderful
teeth.
harmonies. I love when bands really do that. It's like really kind of like I picture it like
That's why we had a
mix in
Nick.
the background.
That's why we had a
Just
Nick.
for the harmony.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nick
That's the only reason, yeah.
crushes harmonies.
Cool.
Because
only
bands
reason.
don't do it enough. I actually know that that's something my dad always complains about. He's like, bands of your age don't use harmonies.
Oh,
So
man.
it's
I've
great when
always-
Harmonies are awesome.
I've
That's
literally
another level.
like wanted
Yeah.
to be in a band that has sick harmonies, and every band I've ever been in, like nobody else in the band could
Yeah.
sing, and so like it just wouldn't happen. And now we added Nick, and he just crushes it, and where
Yeah.
I am
Nick-
so stoked about it, dude. I really am.
Nick Benstead he one time played the lead
Oh my god.
in the Springville Little Theater's production of Sweeney Todd.
Oh, perfect.
The Demon- the-
He was
yeah,
Sweeney Nick.
Sweeney Nick.
Demon Barber on Fleet Street.
I actually saw that show 3 times. It was exquisite.
It was fun.
It actually was really good.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Nick's good. We like Nick.
Good.
Thanks,
Yeah, he
Jeff.
crushes
we
it.
like Nick.
Well, awesome.
We like
We,
Nick.
Well, where can we find your music?
We
internet.
are on Spotify, Apple Music, every other thing. Pretty much everybody uses.
We're on
Spotify
Tidal,
Music.
bro.
Oh, we
Yeah,
are?
Tidal.
We're on
Yeah,
Tidal,
dude.
yeah. I didn't know.
That's so
We didn't
Google
really mean
Play.
to, but we're on Tidal.
We just added it to everything. We're on YouTube. We got a music video on YouTube for our song "Cyclical."
I saw that. That's good.
Like and subscribe.
was
We're
gonna
on-
say-
and then we have our Bandcamp. If you want to like buy it directly from us, that'd be cool. Postprom.bandcamp.com.
We got merch in the back.
We actually do have
We have
merch,
merch.
this time. We never have merch. We have merch
Wonderful.
tonight.
Yeah.
Really sweet T-shirts and stuff. Not stuff, just T-shirts. And
About to be stuff.
yeah, we'll get other stuff.
We'll get some stuff.
And then on social media, we're Post Prom Band on Twitter, Post Prom on Instagram. Nobody uses Facebook anymore. We don't have Snapchat. Twitter and Instagram is where we hang
Really?
out.
I would like to add for the record that our first BJ show that we played as Post Prom, I officially joined the band.
Nice.
Oh yeah, huge,
Actually, that's
huge.
funny because the last BJ show that I played with the traditional, I officially joined the band.
That is
Does this
true.
mean
And
I'm
now we're
officially
playing
joining the
together,
band
man.
now?
We're all playing
Wow.
together. We're all a
It's
big, happy
full
family.
Circle.
I don't even know if Devin's in the band.
Devin's not in the
Devin's
band.
not in the band.
No, we've been looking for a drummer since the day we added Devin to the band.
He's too handsome. He makes
He
us
is
all
too
look
handsome.
bad.
He makes us look bad.
Yeah, he's jacked.
That's why we stick him in the back so
He's
people have
funny
to look
and
at us.
cute.
He's really good at the drums.
That's good.
It's
Don't ever
annoying.
tell him that we
important.
said any of this.
Yeah.
He won't. We'll make sure
He
he
won't
doesn't see
listen to
this.
This
He
isn't
has
live or
huge
anything, right?
hands.
Yo, yeah, no, it's not.
He
gonna
looks
go
very
there.
And it's
short.
being recorded.
Yeah, no, none of it's
What?
gonna go out to him.
Is that what these cameras are for?
I thought we were on Punked and we just knew the whole time.
Yeah, that's it. You figured it out. You
Where's
get
Ashton?
$1,000. Well, awesome. How about you guys go on to the next song for us?
Sure.
Awesome. What's this one called?
This one is. What are we calling this
Good
one?
question.
Oh, I think we're calling it Honest.
Yeah, like Nick Berger.
Like Nick
Yeah.
Berger. Yeah.
Nick Berger.
He's our friend.
He's our friend.
Good name.
He used to have a solo acoustic project called Honest, and he spelled it AHNEST.
Ah.
And so, because there's a part you'll know. I don't
Okay.
know.
He's really cool.
He is
Like,
really cool.
We like him a lot.
That's good.
Yeah. So this song's for Nick
this?
Berger.
All right. Cheers to Nick Berger. Take it away,
This
guys.
song's called Honest.
This one hopefully will go. Maybe not.
Yeah, we practice this one.
We practice.
This one's there's part of this on the internet on our social media, Post Prom Band on Twitter, and just Post Prom on Instagram or something. I don't know.
They're different for sure.
Yeah, just Google it. If I could, I just wanna be honest and kill this hesitance, 'cause I want you to know this was never my intention. And I wish there was a better way to say that all our time's been wasted lately. I can't help but think this way. If time heals everything, I think I might be stuck in time, and I can't stay here forever, left behind. And what we feel we never say, 'cause we're afraid we might hurt somebody. I'm torn away by the things that I won't say, words that never make it past my brain. They just decay. So where do we go when it's all said and done? Do I face my demons?